Hello, beautiful people. It's Sindafam. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to be checking this video and it's titled Sussexes, Shallowness Exposed by New Prince William documentary. They show off he wants to help. Wow. Interesting. So, today, we're going to be checking this video to hear what they've got to say. Let's check it out.
No, it wasn't just us who celebrated the big football match on Saturday. Prince William was in the crowd in Dusseldorf and couldn't help but show his relief when England scored.
And over the weekend, it was also announced that the Prince of Wales is set to star in a new two-part documentary on ITV covering his mission to try and eradicate homelessness.
Well, let's talk about this and much, much more with Angela Levin, royal biographer, who joins us in the studio. I'm glad to hear that this documentary's been made, Angela, because I worried that he made this big announcement about homelessness and I thought, goodness me, here is somebody who could maybe do something about this. And then it's all seemed to have gone quiet.
He's been very busy with it, actually. He's gone all over the country to see different areas and how they have been, and to try and change people's attitude to homelessness, that they're people who need help and want to get back into a normal life, and he's there to do it. I mean, we mustn't forget that in, I think it was 2009, he slept out in the street to see for himself what it was like. And he also helps people who are selling the magazine,
Big Issue, no?
Yes, The Big Issue. And he's worked all day long with the same man twice now. So I think he was actually just covering the basic about what it was like for him and how he can now help other people. He and Catherine are putting £3 million straight away into that, and it's going to
Where
be...
did that money come from?
Their own foundation, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they're not taking it from our tax or anybody else's, you know, and there will be a lot more, and he's been getting the money to do this. And I think it's he wants to do this so badly because of his mother. You know, she took them to see people who were homeless, and he's going to take his kids, but each one,
Angela,
when they're ready.
It's so complicated because a lot of it isn't just about, oh, this person hasn't got a home or can't afford to rent or buy or whatever it is. So often drugs are associated, alcohol's associated with this. People are not really fit for society, and it's about getting them reintegrated.
Yes, a mental health issue is enormous, actually.
Yeah.
And some people who you want to help can't cope with living inside. I mean, they just are so used to it, and they are tragic people. But I think he's going to bring in all those things that will try to help. And even if he can't do everyone, he can help people be kind and understanding to what people are, not sort of shout at them in the street or anything like that.
An example of what really the Duke and Duchess of Sussex should have done if they wanted to make a TV documentary, was to be, you know, going behind the scenes but doing something noble and worthwhile rather than sort of complaining or whatever it might be. This will be the Prince and Princess of Wales showing that they're making a difference.
Well, that's what they're doing. They're doing everything they can in so many different ways about helping the country and people who need help. But unfortunately, Harry and Meghan do everything that will help them and give them money. I mean, their money, fantastically interested in money and not actually people. And I think Harry, when I went round with him when I was doing his biography, he was marvellous with ex-military people, wonderful with them. But Meghan is very awkward. She's not used to sort of talking to people like that, and I don't think she wants to. I think she thinks, ooh, you know, and so that's very difficult. Their idea is to show off and be wonderful, whereas William and Catherine's are to help. It's not for them, it's to help.
Imagine, and this is it, the difference between people who actually want to help and people who are for themselves or who are selfish. I mean, even if the Prince William's documentary or initiative, it does not help everybody or the people, vast majority of the people who are homeless, at least touching lives of a few others goes to tell you how much people like this cares. And one other thing that people love about people like this is the fact that they feel the sense of relatability. And people keep wondering why people would love or like the prince or the Wales family, or the Wales side, or the prince and the princess of Wales side over the Sussexes? Relatability is not that hard. It's not that hard. And you can see it. We imagine if Harry was doing this or decided to do this, but of course, you can see where the influence is coming from. Of course, I don't think anybody really needs to spell it out again at this point, because we already know where the influence is coming from. But it is interesting. Let's go on.
Is to help.
I've always found dealing with homeless people, and this is an awful thing to say, but if you get people who haven't washed or whose hygiene is a problem, it can make a bit of a distance with you. The drug situation is difficult. And I went to a homeless shelter, and basically an ambulance sits permanently outside, and the ambulance is there to really take these people down from overdoses and whatever.
Yes.
They inject them with things to dilute the amount of drugs in their body. And it's not, I think people often think, oh, that's sad because they can't afford a house or whatever.
Complex.
It's complex.
Yeah.
It
is very complex. I had somebody who sat outside my local station, and she just looked worse and worse. Teeth fell out. But she was quite intelligent and clever. And I actually, I'm not trying to be a goodie, but I took her out several times to a cafe and sort of talked about it all. And I persuaded her to go to a place which would help her stop with the drugs. I didn't see her for a year, and I thought she was probably dead. And she came back, hair done.
Wow.
And she said to me, I'm not doing none of that again.
Imagine.
None of it. I can see now, and I got my children, and I'm going to do none of it. And I saw her for another about 3 years. I don't know what happened after that, because I think the pull of taking drugs is very powerful. But, you know, if you can help people in any way.
I do worry, though. I think you're right. The idea he's set this high bar of eradicating homelessness, I just don't know if that's achievable, and not through lack of time.
You can't
I just
do
think
that.
but as Eamon says, it's such a complex thing.
No,
what about this idea about Prince William as the king of cool? I mean, I cringe earlier at the thought of it, but this is seeing him at the weekend getting down with the lads, watching the football. We saw him on a scooter, didn't we, around Windsor Castle?
Yes.
Apparently, he can just scoot from Adelaide Cottage to go and see whoever's at the castle.
He goes and sees his dad for meetings, and it's about 15 minutes from his own home.
Yeah.
And he goes on this bike. He went incredibly fast. The picture showed him going at a terrible pace. I think Catherine must have been absolutely very anxious, because she should have had a helmet on, but he didn't. And I found
traffic round there, though, is there, Angela? I think.
No, you can just slip. It's not a great sort of steady.
Surface,
Yes,
cobblestones,
yes,
things
yes. And I thought that, and actually him at the football was wonderful to see, because there you see someone full of life, full of enthusiasm, doesn't care whether he's going to be the next king or he's just having fun. And he was really, he was chewing his fingers, he was, you know, gritting his teeth.
He is a fan. He's obviously a fan, but he's not there because he's a fan. He's there because he's head of the
Well, it's both, actually. It's double.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I think that he, there you see a man who is actually natural and himself.
Yes.
And he then can become very dignified as heir to the throne and looking after this amazing country. And I think when you've got that of somebody, he's not pompous, he wasn't showing out, he wasn't sitting there looking, you know, he got really into it, and he cares about England. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really felt that this is a normal, yes, I thought he allows himself to be normal and to do these things that are really important to him.
Yeah, well, he does that thing of being able to be formal and rising to the sort of state occasions, but also relaxed.
I mean, if you see
relatable.
what he's been like the last few months, he's been very busy and working incredibly hard, and you admire him hugely, but inside there's this sort of, you know, I'm going to get this type of attitude, which is lovely, I think.
Super. Angela, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much.
Very much indeed. Thank you.
Yeah, you cannot 100%, or he cannot 100% eradicate homelessness regardless. But I mean, the very few person's life that he could touch would mean a lot and would go a long way. But again, looking at this, it looks he just being himself, and it's something beautiful that people love to see. People love to see that sense of relatability between these people or the royal family or celebrities or whatnot, and they feel like, okay, yeah, now they can connect with them and they're human beings. They do the things, or they do the regular things that us as human beings or us as regular people do. And it's just beautiful to see. I mean, who wouldn't love this? Come on. But of course, if people are talking about this and are excited to watch this, they have every reason to, because I mean, they feel that sense of relatability and feel that sense of like bond between Prince Williams, to see that, oh, he's a he can also be a regular human being like us without the royal attachment or royalty. And it's just beautiful to see regardless. And the fact that he is taking this initiative at least to touch lives of homeless people, or to help people who are homeless, is a beautiful thing to see. And this is something that really needs to be tackled, or really needs to be talked about, because yeah, some people became homeless as a result of lifestyle, some people poor choices and all whatnot and all of that, and some people it just unforeseen circumstances. But at the same time, a few others that could be helped or can be helped can also like see this sense and appreciate that they are also being seen, and it's not even that hard or it's not that bad to help. But this is interesting regardless. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment down below. I'm sure tons of people have interesting things to share. Really love to share that. You can share the useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.